It is shining right now, but that was not the case in the wee hours of this morning. It was pouring. After that, it started drizzling. It is a miracle that finally the sun is shining. But that is why we are here on the streets today to ask people about this raining system, especially in Lagos, the flood that comes with rain. So yesterday it was a sorry case because so many persons could not even leave their offices because of the flood. Wow, is this due to the bad drainage system in Lagos State or some other problems? That's what we're here to discuss on the street, to hear the voice of the people about solutions to flooding in Lagos State. I am Mojisola Talks. Stick with us.
Before we talk about the solution of the flooding in Lagos, first of all, let us look at the cause of flooding. There are some causes of flooding that are related to human errors, while the majority of it is due to climate change.
Okay.
Climate change, if you know, it's something that you cannot control.
Oh, that's true.
Human error, it's all about the drainage system. We need a deeper drainage. If you look at drainage system in Lagos, at some places you notice that Lagos as a city is developing, but nevertheless it's still having some swampy area. Like when you talk about some people, they've built houses on waterways, and also dumping refuge on waterway has also increased the degree of flooding, because the ways that they've provided, the government have provided for water, has been blocked by people dumping refuse on the gutter. And so when you look at all these things, some materials that they dump on the gutters, they are actually non-degradable. If you see nylon, if you dump paper, sometimes it can still melt away, and it turns into probably sand particles or so. But all those non-degradable materials like nylon and other waste also.
Packs.
So you see, when you put it on the waterways, you're not helping matters either.
Okay.
So we are first of all going to talk about ourselves before we talk about the climate. And the issue of flooding, from statistics from these geologists also, and they said that even in Kano, as I was watching the news, and the rain that was supposed to fall for 6 weeks fell in 2 hours. And then, so when you look
that's a lot.
That's a lot. So that's the climate change on its own. But if the government has a forensic view or probably a foresight of what is to happen, it's supposed to have delegated people, one, check the floodways, open new drainages, and employ people to checkmate people putting bins on. The major thing in Lagos now, if you even look at this our street, just imagine this place downward. Look at the drainage, so tiny that
quite tiny.
It cannot accommodate the volume of water that is poured on a heavy downpour like this kind of the season, which is August season. August season, you experience much of heavy rainfall. The rain comes, it doesn't even give you, like today as I was going out, I was actually wet on the rain.
But that was in the morning.
In the morning, I had an important place I was going to. I just had to step out. So if you are living during this period, in this point in time, this season, if I'll put it, you experience it. So I believe this phase will soon fade out.
Okay.
So, but at the time being, the major thing is for the government to check our waterways.
Okay.
If you even look at the long bridge in Bega, you notice that you see grasses growing on the waterways. Then you see some other big factories. There was a little diversion. I was coming from Ogun State. The water that was supposed to flow down from Lagos to Ogun State, when it got to a particular place, I saw that they built a factory and they now streamlined the water to a particular direction. And that area that they gave it, it's not going to accommodate that total volume of water. So the government, when you look at, they want to generate revenue through giving companies areas of land. So you just notice that they are not helping matters too. So it's a two-way part. What an individual can do.
Yes.
There's this popular saying which I don't go with. They say if you can't beat them, join them. But I want to tell everybody out there that don't join them in blocking the waterways. If you see somebody pouring dustbin into the waterways or putting dirt abruptly, call the personnel in charge. Make sure you hold that person to ransom tell the person what he's doing is not, because we all are the ones that are going to make it work. The government sometimes cannot be everywhere, but we have to enforce it even in ourselves. It starts from the family. You as a father, as a mother, talk to your kids. If you assign them to trash bins, tell them designated areas to trash it. And even if it is far, you have to just put it inside your car, take it to an area where you can trash it. Because it's not everywhere the lawman can get to, in terms of, because there are some creeks, you see some places, even it's not motorable. So as an individual, if you know that the cleaning agency cannot get to your side, you take it to a designated point, so that you can reduce the degree of flooding in Lagos State. The government should recruit more people, because the government have actually put much in place, but the issue that is there that we still have more vested interest in the government in terms of making things even more available. It's not like this in the outside country, and until we get there, we are not going to stop talking to the government. One, they should employ more people to checkmate individuals that are putting trash on irregular or abrupt way. That is one. Then two, they should increase or widen the drainage system. That's two. Then the third one, again, the government should stop assigning land, waterways, because of their selfish interests, trying to get money from some big fish or so, if I'll put it that way. They should stop assigning. This goes to the internal revenue and then land or so. You see, somebody will put his house on a waterway, his business on the waterway, but because of the little peanut they give to those people, the governor, like the former governor, I don't want to mention name, he goes around and checkmate those things himself, because even the people he employ can't do it alone. So it's everybody's business, and the government should take it to enforce it, and then should employ sincere and a positive-minded person to do their job.
That was Engineer Samuel, and it is a great pleasure to talk to him. You can see he is not just knowledgeable, he knows what he's talking about. And I believe if these steps, these precautions that he has said is being adhered to, I'm sure that flooding would be a thing of the past, especially in Lagos State. I have my part to play. Like he said, I have to make sure I tell people, my family, do not dump refuse in an inappropriate place, because it's going to affect us all in the future. And yes, the government will have theirs to play to make sure they put things in place for others that they've put into power, because so many people needs to be checkmate. My name is Mojisola Talks, and 774 NGR will be on the streets again to ask more questions about not just Nigeria but the world. And remember to follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, because that is where you get news firsthand. Bye bye.